Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. Using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long boys blues, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Lawn Boys Post 1975, and welcome to a second weekly vlog. Oi oi, you lucky people. Unless you dislike me. Points for that quote, by the way. Unless you dislike me, then I'm not going to lose any sleep. Yeah, it's Friday. I'm doing my massive tour of all the charity shops. You don't really need to know that, but it's why you're going to see true different locations. But you've read the title. This is a good thing. This is a good thing, and not for the main obvious apparent reason, but, well, my title's just given it away. I've got to stop doing that, haven't I? Sony unveil, I mean, they were talking about it. Sony unveiled their new, quicker loading speeds, and they are substantially quicker. There is no denying that. Impressively quicker. It's interesting because this is a sort of, you know, on consoles and stuff like that. This is a tech that's been, you know, the last big change probably was obviously Blu-ray, and you know, things have been pretty much the same for 13 years, but they've gone all into this new faster type of loading. Now this is good, not just because as a consumer you benefit, because let's be honest, one of the banes of our existence as gamers, the minute we left the cartridge generations, was loading times. They've always promised it would speed things up. They've said install your games, that will speed things up. Nothing's particularly, at least to me, improved the speed of loading. So what Sony have done is they developed a whole new type of loading. I don't know the ins and outs of it. You can see the videos, they are out there, that reduces loading speeds considerably. Now, as I said, this is good for a consumer because it eliminates long waits. I mean, obviously I doubt it will eliminate having to install games, but yeah, it will eliminate long waits, stuff like that, especially with installation. Actually, that's probably the purpose of it. As I always, take everything I say with a grain of sand, you know, nothing's set in stone, etc. But why do I like this? Slight random tangent. It's looking like, for the first time in 2 generations, based on what they have said so far, I might be jumping ship. I've always gone with Microsoft, not because I'm a fanboy or anything like that. I always say to people, they need to remember, does a company actually, you know, care about their loyalty? Of course it doesn't. It doesn't give a shit about you. It only cares about your cold hard cash. But I've always gone with Microsoft because I like the way they do things online. It's just a better thing for me. But so what we've heard about the PlayStation 5 is it's going to be supposedly, based on the patents, completely backward compatible, which is another reason I've always liked Microsoft. Hell, if it's got any backward compatibility, it's a one-up over the PlayStation 4. So yeah, that to me, having a one-place hub for all your, you know, Sony gaming without having to download, is brilliant. It's brilliant. Although you could argue it's just going to take a leaf out of Microsoft's book, I guess, and it can run the game, but you'll probably put the disc in to unlock it and just download it, which, to be fair, I'm happy with. So it can do all that, and it can do faster, you know, considerably faster loading times. I'm sold. Realistically, we'll be going on to PlayStation 5. Now, this is why it's a good thing, not just because it's going to, you know, kill that age-old, you know, pain in the ass, bane of gamers, if you will, of having to sit there and wait for loads or installs, but because it's only going to go to all this effort and all this great expense. As I said, this is a brand new form of, I guess, you know, loading or stuff like that. They've obviously invested in it. They've obviously developed it. You know, would you go to all that, you know, effort and cost to develop loading system or format, or, you know, whatever, that's only going to be used for one generation? I mean, you could argue that it's good, because how attractive PlayStation 5 is looking right now is Sony's getting its foot in on the door of winning this new generation when it comes out. Again, never say never, because Microsoft hasn't spilt the beans on everything they're doing. But yeah, so would you go to all this effort, all this great expense for something that you're going to throw away in a generation's time? Because let's be honest, you know, most of us seem to believe, myself included, that this will probably be the last generation of optical media and disk drives. So yeah, why would you spend that? I mean, all right, great, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna help you win the generation, or possibly win the generation. And if you remember, they lost money on, I'm not saying this is going to make them lose money, they lost money on the PlayStation 3, you know, and eventually did scrape in and win that generation. But yeah, you're not going to do that just for one generation, are you, essentially? Because it's, you know, even if it helps you win, I mean, they got an off chance of winning it anyway on brand name and recognised, you know, fuck me, I can't talk, it's Friday, on brand recognition. But yeah, so I mean, what's realistically now the length of a console's lifespan is basically 5 years. So that's a lot of money, a lot of effort to throw away on 5 years and then go straight to digital download, no drive system only. So yeah, that's my thing. I mean, I could be completely wrong. This is just my way, or my interpretation of it, I should say, which is, does this mean, yeah, does this mean that that thing we fear, we all fear it, maybe you don't if you're really, really young, but yeah, all digital, all download systems only are not as close as we had first feared? Because if you remember, was it Sony's president, I don't know, it was probably a year or maybe even 18 months ago, who actually said, and this would be before they announced this new, you know, faster loading times and stuff like that, so makes sense that he actually said, before they announced it, that the all digital age of consoles may not be as close as the consumer thinks it is. So does that mean that we can all sigh a breath of, you know, fresh air and relief, knowing that, speed cameras, you are scum. Yeah, knowing that they've upped their game, they've introduced this new thing, this new big thing, not just to sell their system, but generally, you know, to improve loading times. And why would you do that, knowing that you're only going to use it for one generation, coupled with the fact that he said, you know, this, you know, it may not be as close as you think it is? That, to me at least, again, I could be completely and utterly wrong, and we find out 1 week into the new generation when it finally hits, because don't forget, people are always developing the next generation of the generation that we expect next, if that makes sense, at the same time. So yeah, does this truly mean that this is a good thing? This is a good thing, because I mean, it's inevitable that it's going to go that way at once, that, you know, it's been in motion for years. And obviously look at the Xbox codename Maverick or whatever it is, Xbox Digital S. Yeah, that proves it's going there. But then this with Sony, to me at least, makes me think there's some hope for the future, that we might get a generation after the next. And hell, I'll be what, 55 then, so hey, that works for me. Anyway, as always, am I completely wrong? Am I talking bollocks, or am I just clutching at straws? I'd love to know what you think, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.